crash back straightaway. This will be the race.
The race is over.
Here they come. Around to the line, looking for the flag. 4 cars involved in the back. Johnson takes the white flag. Dale Jr., Kyle Busch, caution is out. It's over in Atlanta.
And then Carl Edwards came in there and took them all 3 wide.
See what happened
Deep in the field on the back straightaway. Cars go spinning, including David Reagan, who ended up against the outside wall. That's Almirola smoking. On the left is Reagan. There's at least 4 cars involved.
Oh, trouble!
2 cars around, one in the wall.
A lot of cars.
Watch your inside. Block her down. Block her down.
A lot of cars.
Incredible save not to spin out, but then unfortunately those behind him just couldn't get slowed down.
They were 4 wide. They were 4 wide going into turn 1.
Poor Matt Kenseth's woes continue.
Well, they get 4 wide, Mike. They went in here in a big wide and they just can't make it.
20 on the inside, the yellow car.
Oh, the 21 dove in behind him. When he got in behind him, that 78 was on the outside of him, just took the air right off him. He did a great job, but unfortunately, Chase Elliott had nowhere to go.
Kurt Busch sliding by.
Kurt Busch, the 19 of Carl Edwards, spins and connects, makes contact with the 24 Chase Elliott. A lot of damage to that 20 car.
They just got all wadded up coming down here in the corner, and I didn't see any way they were going to make it.
You know, this is at that point in the race where nobody's going to check up. Everybody's got to run hard to get every single position they can.
How'd anybody get through that smoke screen behind them?
Round goes the 19. Carl Edwards hard into the wall. 31 also around. The 12 of the 2 of Brad Keselowski connected. Danica Patrick in the 10 also involved.
19 just gets up the racetrack. I don't know if he got loose, got tight, got it to the side of 31, and behind that it's just over.
He had mentioned earlier that his car got really tight on the last restart. When we saw him go off the racetrack, you wonder if it leads with the nose. It's hard to tell. Definitely gets into 31's left rear quarter panel. Nothing he could do. But how about Kevin Harvick? Hard right-hand turn, gut by the spinning 31.
The 14 involved. Looks like Kyle Busch might have been at the front end of that. Tommy Dreese in the 14.
And this is so fast and so narrow, Rick. This is what happens. There's just no room. You see big damage on the 18 of Kyle Busch. He's going to go behind the wall. He's had enough. His day's done.
It's a blind turn. These guys cannot see where they're headed, and it gets very narrow up here at this point. Take another look at what happens.
Wow, you see the 90.
Big contact from the 90.
Yeah, you have to believe there was contact from behind or something happened. The angle at which he was heading to the wall. Severe change of directions quickly.
But the 90 got into the wall, bounced back out onto the racetrack.
Oh, and the 18 had it completely stopped until the 11 comes spinning back across the racetrack and made big contact with the left rear of the 18.
Giving a shove to Eric Almirola, and into the wall goes David. David Reagan slamming into the wall.
Behind you, no caution yet. Outside.
Darrell Wallace Jr. quick across the inside wall. The caution has not come out. The race is still on.
Car to wall, turn 1 hard.
Oh, that's going to be big. Big.
Oh, huge wreck.
Everybody.
They're still running into each other. Newman's on fire.
Push, gets a little side drive from that 27. Just gets him in that left rear.
Got him on that left rear.
It doesn't take much.
Can't do it.
Right there. Wow, great camera work.
Tight shot. Watch this.
Right up into Paul Menard.
Just gets it a little bit on that corner, and it turns a 48 dead right.
Yeah, it's sort of like the 48 was turning a little bit to the right. The 41 was turning a little bit to the left, and that little bit of contact.
They've got trouble behind him, Rick. Around they go.
Stay down. Go up.
It looked like it was Eric Almirola that was the first to go sideways, and then collecting numerous cars behind him.
Murray actually comes down and gets onto the left front. It's on from there. I mean, we talked about it earlier. As soon as somebody makes a mistake and you're in this big pack of cars, you're going to take a lot of people with you. It's just how it happens. You can. Some of these cars riding around the back actually got in the wreck as well. So one mistake.
88 of Martin Truex Jr. caught up. Danica Patrick also. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. Brian Scott up on the hood of the 4 of Kevin Harvick.
Back straightaway. A big hit, and Jimmie Johnson goes spinning.
Upside down. Buescher. Oh, man.
Chris Buescher on his lid and lands back on his wheels. Caution. Great camera work capturing this. Look at rookie Chris Buescher's wild ride down the backstretch.
It's been a while since we've seen one do this. We've seen it plenty of times here in Talladega in the past.
One thing I've noticed, I don't see a roof flap. Didn't come open yet.
The 35 Gilliland above the 3. Now McMurray in the 1, the red car, comes up, just brushes Austin Dillon.
Turns him into the 35.
And Dillon gets into Gilliland. Joey Logano turned the 48. And Buescher goes for a big tumble.
I didn't think that thing was going to stop rolling there for a second, DW.
Goodness.
A little more help to get up there and make it 3 wide for the lead. And here comes the move. Oh, and there's contact. Cameron Haley gets turned. And Bigger gets turned. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 trucks crashing and colliding. Daniel Suárez is in it. Also the Daniel Reddick machine is in it. Also others crashing and colliding. And the wreck continues to turn 4.
Watch it. Here's how it happened.
The 3 wide.
We knew 3 wide wasn't going to work, but it actually happened inside. It looked like the 17 of Peters might have gotten into the back end of the 13 of Cameron Haley.
And that was right beside Matt Crafton. He got, hard contact. I thought maybe they had a chance to straighten it out, but then it just stacked everybody up so much.
Before the competition yellow.
Elliott's out.
The 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to go around. He catches the 48. The big one happens in front. 2 of Austin Dillon is collected. 3 of Ty Dillon gets through.
Definitely left front damage.
Brennan Poole involved in the 48. You see the 19 parts. Daniel Suárez.
But you see right here, there's a gap between the 6 and the 48. As that gap starts to close, the 48 hits him once, everything's fine. And then he hits him a second time closer to the right rear corner, and you see that starts to move the tail of the 6 from left to right. Darrell Wallace Jr. does the best he can to regain control, but at these speeds he loses control, gets into the 20, and then you start to see just back and forth. You see the 19 and Daniel Suárez as it leaves the screen, almost has it collected. The 2, great to see that car come back onto the ground. We saw cars go airborne in Talladega. That car could have easily went up into the air and flipped over. The roof flaps open, the cowl flaps open, set the 2 back on the ground.
Around she goes into Kenseth.
Oh, gosh.
Up in the air and into the wall hard.
Man, Kenseth.
Man, I thought he was going to catch the catch fence back there. The way it landed was...
I am not believing that.
Behind the red 21, there's the 3 of them. Busch.
You realize how powerful the wind is in that situation. To be able to take a car of this weight, what's 3,400 pounds around approximately, and just pick it up in the air like it's a piece of paper.
There's McDowell into the 43 of Eric Almirola.
Look at that
and
thing.
Up goes Kenseth.
It's like a feather.
And around goes the 4. Kevin Harvick involved in this one, as is the 23 of David Ragan. Once again, chase implications. They stay green, and now caution.
Got into the side of the 6. Now he's up the racetrack. Has to try to find a way back onto the racetrack. A lot of dirt on the track. Drivers can't see. They all get stacked up. Now it's a chain reaction.
More than 4 cars.
Holy smoly.
Wow, I did not see that.
Logano and Edwards running right at the front, and McMurray trying to sneak past.
There's Carl
Eric
Edwards.
Almirola,
Here's
Kyle Busch.
Everybody is in
there
wreck.
anybody that didn't crash?
Here's Carl, and he's going to run up here, and he and Brad make a little contact.
And he really stalled the 2 out right there.
Then the 2 fights back on the outside, and they touched, but I think the 13 drove the 2 up into the 19.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
I think that the 2 and the 19 started making contact, and the 2 started checking up a little bit, and the 13 had nowhere to go but in the back of them. And like I said, nobody's checking up right now.
Oh, and a big contact. Came across the barrier, the 16 of Biffle involved. Ryan Blaney in the 21. It was just behind him. Stenhouse Jr. into the wall. Back out. There was some contact made behind him, and then big contact from Jimmie Johnson.
I mean, from that angle, it looked like Stenhouse lost it off the long carousel. Got loose, leaving the carousel, trying to carry speed. Just got loose, and now he gets back out on the racetrack.
Heavy shot for Jimmie Johnson into the side of the 17.
Allgaier sideways off the corner. Can he save it? Contact with Jones. Second caution of the day. Wow. Junior does his job, gets to the bottom.
and then Poole runs up into the side of Allgaier.
Yeah, Allgaier just didn't get the best restart that I thought he was going to have and be able to clear the 48 car of Brendan Poole. And it just looks like it wasn't enough room.
The white flag is out.
They're going to
Sauter
crash.
with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down. On the outside, second in line.
Peters gets bumped.
Looks like William Byron got jumped by the 86. Look at Timothy Peters on the inside as Christopher Bell tumbles down the front straightaway. Timothy all the way to the inside of the racetrack is, you know, a lot of new pavement down there, guys, and that makes such a huge difference.
Big crash, turn 3.
A lot of damage. There's the 19 of Hemrick involved, the 13 of Cameron Haley, Caleb Holman in the 75. Holman limping to pit lane. Well, we had some chase trucks involved there. We saw the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek. Nemechek already with a win this season and looks to be in the chase handily, along with, of course, William Byron in the 9. He was involved in that. He's won 4 times this season.
Watch how this track is just blocked for these guys that are committed to the outside.
Yeah, and how was Johnny Sauter going to get by there? He actually got a little damage, ran into the side of the 75. Timothy Peters as well.
And you know, the 13 truck of Haley, he escaped any damage. I think he's in the middle of it, but he didn't hit anything really.
Right along with Cody Coughlin. He was far enough back, he was able to see it.
Whoa! No! Johnson's out of it. He can't go.
Big wreck going to happen here on the front straight.
No, man! You are kidding me?
Pretty well blocked. So here's the restart.
It's a nice jump here.
Yeah, he starts to go, but it looks like when he shifts.
That's where he shifted third.
Third, and it just didn't, something happened.
And then here comes trouble.
It's on from there.
Look who this takes out, the 78, the 4, 47. All these cars piling in there, nowhere to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Bam, right into the 24.
Kyle Busch.
Going to be easier to tell you who's not involved.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
Whoa! No, that's it.
Well, it's all at the back. We may make it to the checkered flag. The wreck is at the tail end.
They're 2 by 2. You're clear by 2.
Up to the top. Busch to block.
No. Blocking. Yeah.
Trash heap.
We're enough. Grass at 2.
What a mess.
He gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there, and then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Keselowski va y aller, il a l'expérience. Keselowski. Attention, le crash derrière. Keselowski qui l'emporte.
Ils avaient raison, nos champions américains, Darrell Wallace Jr et Daytona. Attendez les gars, il y a un peu le ventre mou de la course, hein, où tout le monde attend un petit peu.
Et attention, c'est quand les lumières s'allument que le vainqueur est déclaré. Gros crash pour Kevin Harvick, lui aussi un victime. Et puis je pense que Keselowski de toute façon était en tête, que ce soit au moment où...
Right there off of turn 2.
Oh yeah, this is going to bring it out.
Austin Dillon spins around and crashing behind him.
Still going.
Two teammates, Menard and Ryan Newman, all get caught up in Austin
Somebody
Dillon's
got into Austin Dillon. I can't tell who it was. 48's come behind him. Let's see what happens here.
See the closing rate of those newer tires. The 11 kind of got him loose and got him up the racetrack, and then right in front of the 48.
I think you're right.
He comes across right in front of Stenhouse.
Oh, Stenhouse just clipped him.
Nailed him.
That's going to really hurt that left front fender.
I think it's
Look at all 3 of the Childress cars piled up there.
Big crash on the backstretch, Rick.
Man, and right up in front of more traffic.
Behind you in 3.
Ryan Newman's in it.
David Reagan is in it.
Well,
Fire.
And Chris Buescher was in it as well.
Chris Buescher involved. The 83 of Dillon Lupton up on top of the 31.
Some contact right here heading into turn 1. The 31 accelerates, gets inside the 14 as they enter the backstretch.
And we've seen this several times. The cars haven't, getting into turn 1, and the 14 just kept coming down on the 31 on the back straightaway. Wasn't happy maybe with what went on in turn 1, and
Big impact by the 23, and you see right there, Chris Buescher kind of bounces between them. Yeah. Luckily gets through, but that was a really big impact for the 23 of David Reagan.
Goes to 3 on the restart. The 24 of Chase Elliott also around. Hard contact by Austin Dillon. Also caught up, the 44 of Brian Scott.
78 just got into the back of him, trying to push him. Not trying to wreck him, trying to push him to help him, but as you said, heavy impact for Austin.
And around goes behind him, Justin Allgaier in the 7 involved, as is Darrell Wallace Jr., both Chase drivers.
I think Ryan Reed was also in that wreck.
Cole Custer is involved in it as well. And this was one of those 4 wide situations that was about to build.
I think Brad Jones just misjudged the entry speed of the 7 car, trying to make a little bit of a move on the bottom and got into the back of him. And
oh, there it goes. Ben Rhodes collects a bunch of them. Oh, man. The big one at Talladega.
It's Hemrick also involved in the bottom in the 19 truck.
41 of Rhodes, the second truck up there on the outside. That's where it all started.
Looked like he might have got a shove from the 17 of Timothy Peters.
Well, I talked about how he's able to push so well. That means he's always up against the truck in front of him, and there isn't any room for Timothy to push him and push him ahead because he's already bottomed out against the truck in front of him, caused him to go sideways. Look at all that sheet metal flying through the air and those trucks grinding to a stop.
I'd mentioned Matt Tiff was involved. He is not. Matt right now is in the 2nd position. He got through that unscathed.
Oh, into the wall hard, the 6 of Darrell Wallace Jr. And they pile up behind him.
Big impact. We can hear that in the booth.
Nice job over here, bud. Yeah, I think the 11 there.
He's got the 11 up in front of him. On the radio, we heard him say, tell the 11 thanks. And 11 came down on him.
Yeah, I mean, the 11 takes a left to try to pass the 22. I'm sure he didn't mean to hit the 6, but simply he's the cause. This will show it clear as day. The 6 is inside the 11.
Clear.
The 11 turns left.
Green flag back in the air. They're blocking. Good go down low. Carl Edwards into the wall. He got tagged by the 22. Big hits by the 19. And the caution comes back out again.
That is exactly what we saw Joey Logano was going to try to do. Big fire of the 78. But that is what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, the wreck isn't what we thought. Martin Truex Jr. needs to get out of this race car. 22 gets a big run. Carl sees him coming. He goes to block. 22 does not slow up, stays in the throttle. Big wreck. If he doesn't turn left, Joey Logano's next to him entering turn 1. He's in the middle of 3 wide. Worst possible scenario for Carl. Carl turns left, trying to block a championship on the line. Joey's there. In a big wreck, and I don't blame Carl Edwards.
Not at all.
He had to block. That's what he had to try to do.
But I don't blame Joey Logano, because if he lifts with 10 to go, it's over. He's lost the championship right there. He didn't hit the 19 in the bumper. He was inside the left rear bumper cover of the 19 of Carl Edwards. You see, he's walking it off. It's just the frustration. It's the size of the moment. A championship on the line.
Coming hard, coming hard, coming hard, coming hard.